Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the class. How are you all? I hope you people are good and safe at your home. As I discussed in the last class, as I told about general information about the COVID-19 in the last class, that the European continent, the European countries in the European continents, they have declared the lockdown further for the 2-3 months in the future. So they got attacked with the second wave. So it may spread across the whole world. It may spread in the sooner. So that reason, in case of that, if it is increased, it will be very problem for everybody, because it's the second wave. It's very dangerous than the first wave. So the whole history, the history says about these things, that second pass and the second wave will be very dangerous than the first. So we should not affected by all those things. If you don't affected by this all those things, if you want to be safe from all these diseases, you need to follow the precautionary measures. That wear a mask, because the second wave can spread to the air. So that reason you should make use of mask and have a social distance. Do not go outside much. In result of this, the state government of Karnataka, in the last 2 days back, they have announced the night curfew. So there, from the 9 o'clock in the night to the morning 6 o'clock, you'll be having the night curfew. There will be no buses running, and the shop and other things will not be opened in the night, and the people should not come out after the 11 o'clock. That's what the rules and regulations which is brought up by the state government of Karnataka until the 2nd of January 2021. For this week or the 2 week, we should not go outside. It's the rules and regulations which is created. So this all the things which is measures all been taken because of to avoid the spreading of COVID-19. In the name of celebrating the new year, we will go out up to the 1 o'clock, and from the 11 o'clock you will be outside. So we'll gather together. So they will be having most of chances to spread the diseases. We don't know. We don't get an idea that how many people got affected by the COVID-19. So we'll join together there, so that make us to attacked by this COVID. So that reason they have taken such a kind of decision. So we should obey with all the decisions which is taken by the government. They all take a decision for the betterment of or for the welfare of people, and also to create a good future for the people, isn't it? So we need to follow. We should obey all those things. And apart from that, we have been discussing about the first chapter, like revisions. We are having a revisions on the first chapter, India, size and location. So I'll be asking questions, general questions on this. So what is the latitudinal value of India? The latitudinal. What is the latitudinal? Latitude is nothing but imaginary line which passes from west to east, which is drawn only on the global map. There are 180 latitudes. Every latitude that gives information about change in temperature. There are 5 important latitudes: equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctica Circle. Is not the North Pole, South Pole, that denotes 90 degree, and the equator that denotes the 0 degree. That's what the basic information about the latitude. So what is the latitudinal value of India? 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north. So in this zone, the Indian line must be come. So to get exact location, we need the value of longitude even. What do you mean by longitude? The same longitude is an imaginary line which is drawn from north to south. It is a line. Latitudes are a circle, but the longitudes are a line which is drawn from north to south. There are 360 longitudes, and every longitude that gives information about the time, that records the time. The 0 degree longitude that passes on the Greenwich, so it's called as Greenwich meridian, prime meridian, also called as a prime meridian. Every longitude called as a meridian. So the line 0 which passes on the Greenwich city in the London, England, so it's called as the Greenwich meridian time, means Greenwich, GMT. So that's about the longitudinal value of India is 68 degrees 7 minute east to the 97 degree 25 minute east. So by this value of to latitude and to longitude, you will get exact location of India. It's very much important. What is the name of a latitude which passes through India and which divides India into two equal half? Tropic of Cancer. Value of a Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree and 30 minute north. What is that longitude which divides India into two equal half, and which we follow the time which is shown by this longitude, as it's called as IST, Indian Standard Time. The value of IST is 82 degree 30 minute east. It's about location. And also further, if you ask location about the India, basically you should write that India lies in the northern hemisphere in the southern part of Asian continent, and it's a peninsular country because all the three part of a country is covered by the water, and one main part is connected with the mainland. The water which is covered on the over the earth surface called as like cover the landmass of India is the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal Sea, and the Indian Ocean. So that's about we discuss about the location. So then we started to discuss about the size, is not? What is the Indian size and in the total landmass area of India? What is the total landmass of India? As it is 3.28 million square kilometer, means 32 lakh square kilometer. It's a total catchment area of India. Then coastal area, coastal length of India along with the coastal length of Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep is 7,516.6 kilometers, is not? So the total land boundary of India is 12,500 kilometers, 15,200 kilometers, 15,200 kilometers is the total land boundary area. That's what we discuss. And the length in between the north to the south of India mainland mass is 3,214 kilometers. From west to east we have 2,933 kilometers. So that's about the size. In among the largest countries in the world, India placed in the 7th place. India placed in the 7th position in the largest countries in the world. So after that we have started to discuss about the India and the world, which is linked with other world. It's having connection with other worlds in the in the two transportation means, like roadway and the waterway. So then the waterway connection with other countries. We had the connection with the other countries on the land route, and which is older than the sea route. And India has contributed many things to the world. We have discussed all those things. Then you will go for the neighboring countries. What is this? The neighboring countries. The India's neighbors. So neighbors is nothing but the people who are living in beside of our home. Same like now we are going to discuss about India's neighbor. That means the countries which is beside of us, which is near of us, beside. It's called as India's neighbor. So here this a map itself explains, and that gives a full information about the neighboring countries which we have in India. So here from the west, if you ask the questions about the explain about the neighboring countries of India, you should not write only the Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar. You should not write only that things. You should write their names of a countries along with their direction. How? The Pakistan that lies in the west of India. That lies in the west of India. Then Afghanistan, even Afghanistan that lies in the northwest. It's north and it's west, it's northwest. The Afghanistan that lies in the northwest, only is a small part of Afghanistan that connected with India. Indian boundary, land boundary is not. And the China in the northeast direction and the northeast direction. In the northeast direction, north direction, we have a China. And the north we have Nepal, and the east Bhutan, and the Myanmar, and here Bangladesh. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 countries. These are the 7 neighboring countries which is shared the Indian land boundary. That like Pakistan in the west, Afghanistan in the northwest, China in the north, then Nepal in the north, and Bhutan in the east, Myanmar in the east, then Bangladesh in the east. These are the countries which shares India's boundary, land boundary, and the Bangladesh is the one country which shares the longest boundary. Bangladesh that shares the longest boundary. Then by looking it looks like the China it shares the longest boundary, and also Pakistan it looks like that, but Bangladesh is a country which shares the longest boundary of India. Here the China, because China is not the country which shares the longest boundary, because the Nepal and here Bhutan and Myanmar that shares, and only this part of Arunachal Pradesh and here Uttarakhand and Jammu Kashmir it's covered by this. But here in the Pakistan also it's look like that, but somewhat it has a more area connected with the Indian landmass. So it's all the neighboring countries, and there are two more neighboring countries. What are those? But that doesn't share India's land boundary, or Sri Lanka and Maldives. We'll look into that Maldives in the next picture. Here India occupies an important strategic position in the South Asia. India has 28 states and 8 union territories. Is not. It has a 28 states. Earlier it was 29 and the 9 union territory was there. There was 9 union territories and 29 state was there. Now it's decreased, and Daman and Diu, Nagar Haveli is combined as one, and Jammu Kashmir is announced as another one union territory. So now for this year in 2019, all the pictures of political boundary got changed. Is not. Here we know about all the important states. We have information about all these important states, and we should know the name of all these states thoroughly. Then we will be discussing about the important 8 union territories. Jammu and Kashmir is a one. Ladakh is another one. Jammu and Kashmir is a one of the union territory which is introduced and in the 2019 along with the Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. These are the 2 new one. And Chandigarh is the capital city of Haryana and Delhi. Punjab and Haryana. Chandigarh is the capital city of Punjab and Haryana. So here Chandigarh is a third one. Means it's not placed as like their characteristic, but it's the Chandigarh, it's a union territory. Then Delhi is another one union territory. Here earlier before the 2019, Daman and Diu was a different union territory, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli it was a different union territory. These two were the different union territories. Now in the 2019 they have combined these two as a single union territory. Now these two, Daman and Diu it's here, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli it's here. Daman and Diu here, Nagar and Haveli here. So it's combined as a both as a one union territory. Then here Lakshadweep, it's another one, Kavaratti. Then Puducherry is another one, union territory, and Andaman and Nicobar, the capital is Port Blair. So this is about the union territories of the India. Then India shares its land boundary with the Pakistan in the west, Afghanistan in the northwest, and in the northwest, in the China, both northwest, and the China and the Nepal and Bhutan in the north, China, Nepal, Bhutan in the north, and the Myanmar, Bangladesh in the east. So other southern neighboring across the sea consist of the 2 island countries, namely Sri Lanka and Maldives. Maldives capital city is a male, Sri Lanka capital is Colombo, is not. So here Sri Lanka and Maldives, these are the other two neighboring countries which doesn't share its boundary with the India, but it's a neighboring countries. The Sri Lanka separate from India by a narrow channel of a sea formed by the Pak Strait on the Gulf of Mannar. Here Gulf of Mannar. Here we have this Pak Strait. Strait antandre the narrow path in between the 2 big water bodies. Here we have the big water bodies, Bay of Bengal water body, and here we have Indian Ocean water body. So it is a small place, the small place in between the 2 water body is called a strait. The name for this strait is called as Pak Strait, and here we have Gulf of Mannar. The name of this gulf is called as Mannar, Gulf of Mannar. These are the 2 things, the features that separate Sri Lanka from India. The Maldives are situated to the south of Lakshadweep island. So India has strong geographical and historical link with its neighbors. It is having a strong link with its neighbors. In the ancient period, the Indus civilization which just took place along with this Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the north part of India. The civilization, Indus civilization, which just took place here in this place. From there, we had a connection with other countries from the ancient period. When the monarchy was started in India by the means it has got intensive in India by the Muslim rulers. Then also even then we had a connection with other countries. Even after partition of Pakistan and Bangladesh under the rule of Britishers, we continued our relation with other countries, except this Pakistan. So we continued other relation with other countries. Now also we are having relation along with this Sri Lanka. We have good relation, and also Maldives. So we'll look into the Maldives. So here we have the Lakshadweep. Here somewhat here in the south of Lakshadweep we have Maldives. Here is a Madagascar. It's a Madagascar. We have here some Maldives, and it's a Lakshadweep, and it's a Sri Lanka. So is there any better picture to show that? Here Maldives, you have Maldives here. You have Sri Lanka. You have Lakshadweep here. It's a Sri Lanka. We have Maldives here, and here is a Madagascar. These are the Sri Lanka and Maldives are the neighboring countries which doesn't share the boundary of India, and these are the other neighboring countries. So it's India placed in the 7th position in the largest country in the world. First one is Russia, second Canada, USA, China, Brazil, Australia, then India. Followed by India, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, and Sudan. These are the countries. Top 10 countries in the larger area. So then about the size we discuss, is not. Then after about the ISTN standard time location and about the latitude and longitude we will discuss. So it's about the revisions what we had. So I hope you people understood, and if you all completed your exercise, it will be very good. Try to complete your exercise and write your rough notebook, practice and continue the writing your rough notebook. Thank you. Have a nice day.